That fish is holding on to it. I don't know, maybe a flathead. Sometimes they'll do that. He's on there right now, but he ain't putting no pressure on that line. Could be old mud, could be a flathead. I have had them old flatheads mess with it like that before, that they decide to finally go with it. Well, we'll find out what he is. Don't pull like a mud. Maybe an old flathead. We'll see what it is. No, it ain't a flathead. Let's see. Blue. Why you wouldn't take that thing and go with it, Mr. Blue? Sit out there and mess with that thing all that time. Usually y'all hit it and go with it. Yeah, I hear you. Welcome back, YouTube. Down here trying to catch these catfish again. It's supposed to be a nice day today. Supposed to be up around between 65 and 70 degrees. Well, we started off with a blue here this morning. Get him off of there. Yeah. Well, that's a start. Get him in the box. Jump back out of there. Somebody's asking me about my setup. I guess this is what you call a Carolina rig. I got my bait toe up there. What I got is a 1 ounce piece of lead on there. On this one, I got a buckshot piece of lead on either side to keep that 1 ounce egg sinker from sliding up or down on the line. And a 10-aught, I think this is an octopus hook. And it's a 10-aught. And I always run my line through the front side of the hook and then tie it off, because if you don't, if you just tie onto the eye or tie on from the back, sometimes you don't get no good hookups. But if you run that hook through the front side, the line through the front side, and then tie off to the hook, you get much better hookups that way, or at least that's what I found. But sometimes I'll put a float on there above the hook, and I think they call that the Santee rig. But sometimes I don't put no float on them, sometimes I do. But let's get thrown out there and see if we can catch a nut in here this morning. Oh man, he come on. I was sitting up here getting bored because the bite is sure slow today. I want to set this dry bait alert off. That bait alert will wake you up when you get bored. Trying to sling that hook out. rolling and turning. And I think he has swallowed that hook too. Them circle hooks or octopus circle hooks. I use both of them, but they're not supposed to catch them in the guts often. I got a tangled up mess there. Set the dip net down on my other rod. But sometimes they will swallow them and they will catch them in the gut, but he ain't quite got it in his gut there, but I can take the pliers and get it out. He just got it down deep in his throat. Hang on a minute, let me get this mess straight. Yeah, that thing, throw back out there and see if we can catch it nothing. That hook came out of his mouth easy enough there. Just had to get it. Circle hooks. Sometimes you catch them in the side of the mouth. It can be kind of tough to get them out. But if you get them kind of swallowed down in there, then sometimes you can catch that old circle hook and get it to twist right out. I kept saying on some of my other videos, a good eating size cat. Somebody asked me, he said, how big a cat does it be to, you don't eat them? I said, well, jaws ain't too big for me to eat, but I don't like to clean the smaller cats is what I mean by when I say he's a nice eating size cat. And I don't like to clean them smaller ones. But anything from 3 pounds up, usually I don't mind cleaning them. Too lazy to clean them small ones. But yeah, I like it. If he'd like for him to be right, good sized cat there for me to keep him and clean him. But the small ones eat good too. Sometimes if I'm fishing with the worms or something, I'll keep them little smaller channel cats and stuff. Hopefully we can get another to bite you, I hope. And this brown rod on my left, this is a 6'3" heavy action rod. This calls for between a 50 and 100 pound test line. I got 40 on hit, 40 pound test. The rod on the right, the black rod, it's a medium action rod. Not sure what it calls for. No, it's heavy action too. 12 to 50 pound test. But yeah, that's the two rods that I'm using. The rod on the left is more of for a jigging rod, but no farther than what I'll be casting and stuff here in the river. It works fine. I can cast it far enough to plenty enough suit me. It's got some bend to the tip of it, but once you get down 6 or 8 inches, then's when it stiffens up some to give you a good hook set. But that's the rods that I'm using. I got a few more at home that sometime I bring. I'll switch them up, and they have different action and stuff on them. Hopefully we can get another fish on here. I'd like to catch one more to get in a video. Oh, the black rod on the right there, that's a 7-foot rod. I got 30 pound test on it. This must be a small one here, because he's just shaking the end of this rod. I didn't know I had this rod latched down. He like to took it out the boat. I had it locked down and didn't have it where he could pull out some drag. Not drag, but a bait clicker. Well, we ain't catching no monster cats, but we is catching a few cats. They not biting real hot. I don't know if the moon has something to do with it. Full moon was Saturday night. Saturday night even last night. So I don't know if that's got something to do with them not biting real hot or what the deal is, but it is catching a few cats. But yeah, I had a few comments wanting to know what my rigs and setups was for catfishing down here in the river, and I thought I'd explain some of it there. Like I say, sometimes I'll put a cork on there, float the bait up off the bottom. It's according to how hard the water's running, according to how big a bait I'm fishing with. I ain't fishing with too big of pieces today, but sometimes I'll put a big chunk of bait on there. I like to fish with anywhere from a 7/0 hook on up. It's according to what size bait that I'm gonna use, but I have got 10 and 12/0 hooks too that I use. But most of the time, that brown rod, I keep a 10/0 or a 12/0 hook on it in case I want to hook a big chunk on there. But we can see if we can get maybe one more, I hope, before we have to go get baited up here again. One thing with them circle hooks, they work better if you got a rod holder or something. You can put them rods in where you can have it locked down. When that fish hits it, he'll hook himself. But I hate to drill in here to put any rod holders on the boat. So I just set the bait clicker and I let them run with it. If you notice, I'll lock the reel down and I'll wait till the fish gets tension on it and pulls against itself. Then I try to pull back on him to make sure that I got a good hook set. But sometimes it'll come out the mouth, sometimes I'll hook them, but I still catch plenty enough of them that way to I'm okay with that. But yeah, if you got a rod holders in your boat where you can lock that reel down, that a lot of times that fish will hook himself when he first hits it with them circle hooks. But that's just my opinion, and we still waiting on another one to hit. If we can get another bite, I'd like to catch one more, just one more. Well, YouTube, that's gonna have to be our video for the day. We did manage to catch 3 fish, lost 1. Bite ain't been too hot. Usually over in January and February, I start catching some really nice blues. But it is what it is right now. Got to come fish some. Shared a little bit of some of the rigs that I use, how I use them. But I got different ways at different times that I'll use different things. Anyhow, this wind's picking up. I got some stuff I got to go do. Hope you enjoyed. And maybe the next time they'll be biting better. But we'll catch you the next time, YouTube.